Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be answering your questions. So a few weeks ago I put up a video asking you for your questions to me. I have this very high-tech piece of paper with your questions on them, and so I'm going to answer them. I think you might find them quite interesting. So the first question from Bernie, he says, "It sounds like a British accent." I assume that he's American. Apologies if you're not, Bernie. It sounds like a British accent, so where are you from? Well, you are right, Bernie. I am from Britain. More precisely, I'm from London. London's a very big place. That's all I'm going to say for now. He also asks, how long have you been dressing? Well, Bernie, that's a very good question. For as long as I can remember, is the honest answer. I'm going to say 25 years. That might give you an idea of roughly how old I am. So yes, as long as I can remember, about 25 years. Monica Ann asks, what got you into dressing for the first time? Now Monica, as I say, it's such a long time ago, I can't really remember. But what I do know is that I remember my family had a wedding, probably, I don't know, I was maybe 5 or 6, and one of my sisters was a bridesmaid, and she had this lovely peach dress. I can still remember it now, and I remember being very jealous that I couldn't wear the peach dress, and I remember that when we got home I managed to sneakily wear it. Yes, and that's my first concrete memory of putting a dress on, but I must have done it before then, because why else would I have wanted to wear it? Okay, Anu asks, is cross-dressing just a hobby? No, it's a way of life. Is it a hobby? Yes, I suppose it's a hobby. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy putting on dresses and skirts. I enjoy having boobs. I enjoy having a butt like this. I enjoy having a waist that goes in here. Is it a hobby? I don't do it full time. So I suppose if that's your definition of a hobby, then it's a hobby. He or she also asks, does your family know you are a crossdresser? Now, that's a good question. They probably suspect. I've never come out to them, but they probably suspect. I'm sure that when I was growing up, my parents found clothes, dresses, skirts that I'd hidden away in places that I never thought they would look, but of course sod's law means that they found them, and I know that they found them, but they never spoke to me about it. To be honest, I'm quite happy with that. I think it would be an awkward conversation. What am I going to say? Oh, I like wearing dresses. End of conversation. I don't know quite how they react. The fact that they haven't kicked me out of the house, or kicked me out of the house when I was growing up, shows that they probably don't mind, but at the same time, they've never asked me about it, so they probably don't want that conversation either. So for now, I'm happy just sort of being semi-in, semi-out of this closet. I don't like this term particularly, especially for cross-dressers. I have a fabulous closet, it's got lots of clothes in it, why would I want to leave? And Anu also asks, why do you dress? Well, because I enjoy it, Anu. As I said, this. I just like looking nice. I think as a guy, I'm fairly unremarkable. But as a girl, I can sort of, you know, look at my bum at people on the internet and they seem to like it. And I also have this lovely hair, and just, I enjoy it. Ronte asks, are you single? Yes, I am, Ronte. I am single, but that doesn't mean that I'm interested in men. In fact, it's a bit of a misconception, I guess, that all cross-dressers are gay. I'm not gay. It's perfectly fine if you are. I'm very happy for you to be. But personally, I'm not. Now of course this may lead to problems later in life, when I find a girlfriend, or hopefully a wife, and she doesn't accept Alexa. But it's just a case of finding someone who is willing to share their life with another woman. Not all the time, of course. Maybe, maybe there's a sort of jealousy there. I was watching Juliette Noir's video this morning. I love Juliette, by the way. Hi Juliette, if you're watching. And she was talking with her wife, and her wife was saying that if there's one thing that she could change about Juliette, is that she wished that she would be less beautiful. And of course I'm not comparing myself to Juliette. Juliette is wonderful. But I wonder if there's an element of that in any sort of relationship. Rosie asks, how do I get the confidence going out in public? As she's very shy. Now Rosie, the thing to do is to build up your confidence little by little. Some people will say, oh, just jump in at the deep end, go out with the stubble and no makeup and just a pink dress and run around the streets. That is not the way to get your confidence up, in my opinion. The way to do it, you start baby steps. You go out in the garden, you take some videos of yourself. Pictures maybe first, then videos. Private videos, you don't upload them to the internet necessarily. And then from there, you might consider going out at night, walking around the streets at night. If you're very scared of coming across anybody, go out at 11 o'clock midnight on a weeknight. As long as you don't live in a sort of busy place, the streets are almost guaranteed to be deserted. My hometown, I'm not from London originally, my hometown is very, very small. And I remember when I had the opportunity when I was younger, putting on a skirt, putting on a top, and going out at sort of midnight in case anybody would see me. Now, in my hometown, there's absolutely no way that anybody would be out at midnight. In fact, they turn the street lights off at midnight, so it's very, very dark. In fact, anything like that, and you almost draw more attention to yourself if there is anybody there. That's the sort of the weird thing, in that in a big city like London, as long as you're not sort of massively tall, I'm quite tall and certainly taller in heels, then walking around during the day in a crowd, no one will give you a second glance. Of course, you have to have the confidence to do that first, and you have to have, you have to be able to do your makeup quite well, because otherwise you will get a few funny looks. But that's what I would say. Baby steps. There's a video of me going out in public for the first time, walking around a park, that was taken about 6 months ago. And I remember being very, very excited, but I deliberately chosen a park that I knew there wouldn't be very many people in. And deliberately wearing clothes that sort of covered my body. I certainly wasn't wearing this dress. This dress, during the day, where I live, would get some reactions. I went out a couple of nights ago wearing a black lace dress with a coat, and it was dark, but it wasn't very late. And I did get a few looks, I think, but hopefully they were more sort of admiring than anything else. So yes, baby steps I think is important. And finally, Jerry. He says, what dating app would you recommend to meet crossdressers and trans women? Well, Jerry, I don't know about apps. I'm not very good with that sort of thing. But I would recommend TV Chicks. I'm a member there. I think almost every crossdresser in the country seems to have some sort of account there. It purports to be a dating website. I don't know. I've never, as I say, I'm not interested in meeting men, so I've never tried to do that. Apart from that, I think Plenty of Fish, for example, gives you an option to sort of search for trans women. I think, anyway, from what I remember when I signed up there. There's also sort of Fab Guys, which I've heard of course, never used. But from what I've read on the TV Chicks forums, that's quite a good one. I don't know. Basically, I don't know. I've never used their services, and so I've never really wanted to try them. Anyway, thanks so much for your questions. I hope that you feel like you know me a bit better now. And remember to like, subscribe, click the bell so that you know when I upload a new video. There should be one weekly, more or less. Sometimes there'll be more than one, sometimes maybe there'll be a bit less. If you have any more questions for me, please do leave them below, and I might be able to answer them in a later video. Until then, it's been lovely talking to you, and I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Mwah.